This video today is about Daryl Guberman, 40-year quality expert and truthsayer. Splits the belly of the beast, Boeing. Individuals are left to die with each plane crash. They have blood on their hands. I need to protect the public. I need to protect you. Let's listen to this song, shall we? Every businessman and every businesswoman, every parent flying to see their children, every family trusting their lives to the aircraft soaring above, you deserve the truth, and I am here to give it to you. Boeing has betrayed your trust. They have traded quality for profit. They have sacrificed safety for convenience. And the worst of it all, they have done it with the full blessing of those who were supposed to hold them accountable. Let me take you back to 2009, shall I? That was the year Boeing became an FAA agency. Let that sink in. The company that designs and builds the planes was given the authority to self-certify its own aircraft, approve its own aircraft technologies, including the MCAS system that killed 346 people on the Ethiopian Air and Indonesian Air, rubber-stamped its own new aircraft designs. The FAA handed Boeing the keys to the kingdom. And do you know who was really in charge? Not the FAA. It was Boeing's CEOs themselves. De facto FAA administrators. From 2009 onward, Boeing's leadership wasn't just running a company, they were effectively running the regulatory body meant to oversee them. Here are the CEOs who in reality acted as FAA administrators. Jim McNerney, Dennis Muhlenberg, David Calhoun. These individuals had the final say over safety, quality, and compliance, yet their primary concern was Boeing's bottom line, not your safety. But Boeing didn't do that alone. The American National Standards Institute and the American National Crediting Board sit at the heart of the corruption of the accreditation web. These two organizations are not just industry bodies. They are underwriters for the International Accreditation Forum, and they founded the International Accreditation Forum, incorporated in Delaware, and its sister organization, which is in Australia, the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation. Again, the IAF, which Boeing basically answers to because ANSI and ANAB are the founders and also mandated by Boeing on their AS 9100 certificate. They were, of course, in Delaware, and the ILAC was in Australia. ANSI and ANAB serve as underwriters for both, ensuring standards are dictated but not enforced, meaning that they take all legal responsibility, liability for systematic and product failure. The system allows Boeing to operate unchecked and regulators to rubber stamp paperwork while real hands-on inspection are virtually non-existent. And if you think that's bad, consider this. Boeing's FAA inspectors were actually Boeing employees. The FAA designated certain Boeing employees as FAA inspectors. These employees were paid by Boeing, not the FAA. Their first allegiance, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, to Boeing, because that's who signed their paychecks. While they reported some of the findings to the FAA, the real pressure was to protect Boeing's interests, not passenger safety. I spent over 40 years in quality assurance, and I have seen firsthand how these organizations manipulate the system. That's why on April 17th, 2024, I stood up at the DHS Subcommittee hearing to expose Boeing's failures, to protect you, ladies and gentlemen, to protect you. That's why. On June 18th, 2024, I returned to hear Boeing CEO David Calhoun's testimony, only confirm that he wasn't an aerospace expert, but an accountant, and to verify the only thing he knew about aerospace was hitting his Titleist III ball off the tee on a golf course. I submitted a 42-page document with 11 letters of recommendation to the Boeing Board of Directors. Why? Because I'm a shareholder. I felt that I could be a shining light in their quality FUPA, get that ship to be righted again. Well, guess what? You're not going to believe this, but they never sent me a letter. They sent back the green card request, certified mail, but they never sent me a letter. I contacted IM 751 out there in Washington State, the union representing Boeing workers, only to be sent to voicemail over and over again. I traveled to Seattle, to Renton, to Everett, to Auburn, to Northfield, and heard the same thing from Boeing employees. Management is never on the floor. We never see the C-suite. They must be out playing golf, one of the people said to me. This isn't leadership. This is a failure of responsibility at the highest level. Planes have crashed, people have died, and yet, ladies and gentlemen, and business owners, my fellow citizens, and yet, Boeing, ANSI, ANAB, and IF continue their game of deception. But I will not stay silent. I will not stop until Boeing is forced to return to quality, integrity, and real accountability. Because the truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you. The truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you. Listen to this music. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, you don't know me, and I don't know you. I bring 40 plus years to bear on the lack of integrity, lack of quality, and dissemination of quality principles and practices in Boeing. I do this because I need to protect you, the public, that don't know about the little idiosyncrasies that go on behind the back door. I need to protect you, all of you, for that is what we, as human beings, must do to each other, for each other, and with each other. Because if we don't, our society and our way of life is doomed. And I thank you. 203-556-1493. And I thank you.